Watch this video every day and change your life. You say you want success. You say you want the recognition, the money, the lifestyle. You dream about the big house, the fancy cars, the freedom that comes with it. But let me ask you this. How bad do you really want it? Not in a casual, yeah, someday kind of way. I mean, how bad are you willing to fight for it? Because it isn't enough. Everybody wants something. Everybody has dreams. But only a few are willing to pay the price. The price isn't money. The price isn't luck. The price is your comfort, your laziness, your bad habits. How many nights are you willing to stay up grinding when no one is cheering for you? How many mornings will you wake up before sunrise when the world is still asleep to do the work others are avoiding? How many times will you push through exhaustion, through frustration, through doubt, even when your body screams at you to quit? This isn't about wanting success. This is about being obsessed with it. It's about making your dreams so big, so unavoidable, that they consume your every thought, your every action. Look, you go around telling people, one day I'm going to be a millionaire. One day I'll have everything I've ever dreamed of. One day the world will know my name. And what? Then what? You sit back waiting for life to hand it to you. You think that just saying it out loud is enough, that the universe will drop success into your lap like candy. Let me tell you something, it won't. Success doesn't care about your intentions. It doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't even care about how much you want it. Success only cares about one thing, your work ethic. Every single action you take is either pulling you closer to your dreams or pushing you further away. Time doesn't wait for anyone, and neither does success. Every moment you scroll through your phone, every time you hit snooze instead of rising to grind, every time you let temporary comfort override long-term results, you're stealing your own future. Laziness is your enemy. It's the invisible chain that keeps you average. It's the voice in your head telling you, just one more hour, just one more episode, just one more day. That voice is lying to you. Every time you choose comfort over effort, you're choosing failure. Every time you let excuses control you, you're pausing the life you could be living, the success you could be claiming. The people at the top, they didn't get there by accident. They got there by making sacrifices nobody else was willing to make. They stayed late. They showed up when everyone else went home. They worked while the world slept. They gave up quick pleasures, temporary comforts, and social distractions. They didn't wait for motivation. They created discipline. They trained themselves to love the struggle, to embrace the grind, to chase growth even when it hurt. That's the difference between dreaming and doing. That's the difference between average and unstoppable. And let me make this crystal clear. Success isn't glamorous. It's not a highlight reel on Instagram. It's ugly, it's painful, it's exhausting, but it's worth it. Every sleepless night, every hard day, every ounce of effort you push through, it adds up. That's how winners are made. Not by chance, not by luck, not by waiting, but by showing up. Day after day, relentless, unstoppable, obsessed. That's how you turn laziness into fire and fire into results. Now here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel weak. You're going to feel like quitting. And that's exactly when it matters most. That's when you find out who you really are. That's when you choose to push harder, run faster, grind longer, and refuse to give in. That's when greatness is born. Laziness wants you to quit. It wants you to settle. It wants you to be comfortable and small. But you weren't made to be small. You weren't made to be average. You were made to dominate. You were made to conquer your fears, your excuses, and yes, even your laziness. So, how bad do you want it? How far are you willing to go when no one is watching? When the alarm clock screams at you at 4 a.m., will you hit snooze or will you rise and grind? When the world is partying, when everyone else is scrolling, when comfort whispers in your ear, will you push past it and claim what's yours? The choice is yours. Every second wasted is a second you'll never get back. Every action you take or don't take is shaping the person you'll become tomorrow. Champions aren't born, they're made. And they're made by destroying laziness, by fighting it tooth and nail every single day. You want that Ferrari, you want that house, you want that life. Stop letting laziness control you. Stop letting comfort define you. Stop letting excuses run your future. Get up, fight, grind, and don't stop. Not for a second. Not for a day. Not until your dreams are reality. Because the world doesn't wait for anyone. Success doesn't wait. Your future doesn't wait. Only you can decide whether you rise or remain average. And if you've made it this far, if you're ready to claim your greatness, drop a 100 in the comments. Show the world and yourself that you're part of the 1% willing to fight for every single day. Because laziness isn't just an obstacle, it's the enemy. And today you've decided the enemy doesn't win. You do. Now that you've faced the truth, laziness is your enemy, the real question becomes, how do you conquer it every single day? How do you take that fire in your chest and turn it into unstoppable action? Because wanting it, talking about it, dreaming about it, it's all useless without relentless execution. Let's get real. Success isn't about feeling motivated. Motivation is a fleeting spark. It comes and goes. Discipline, that's what keeps you moving when the spark fades. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And that discipline, you build it by showing up again and again when you don't feel like it. Every morning you wake up, there's a battle raging inside you. The version of you that wants greatness is staring down the version of you that wants comfort, that cozy bed, that extra hour of scrolling through social media, that excuse, that little voice whispering, "It's too hard. You'll start tomorrow." Guess what? That voice is lying. That voice is laziness talking, and every time you listen to it, you're giving the enemy control of your life. You want to break free? You've got to fight back harder than you ever have before. You've got to choose growth over comfort, grind over excuses, effort over laziness every single day. Think about it. How many people quit right before their breakthrough? How many give up when the mountain seems impossible to climb? Too many. And why? Because they let laziness control their actions. They let frustration, tiredness, fear, and doubt convince them to settle for less. Don't be that person. When it gets hard, when your body and mind are screaming at you to stop, that is exactly the moment to push harder. That is where you separate yourself from the average. That is where you find your edge. Pain is temporary. Regret is forever. And the world doesn't reward the weak, the hesitant, or the comfortable. It rewards the relentless. Here's a simple truth. Every time you choose Netflix over your grind, every time you choose comfort over growth, you are delaying your success. You are choosing mediocrity over greatness. And mediocrity is a trap. It's a cage you willingly step into every time you hit snooze, every time you procrastinate, every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow." Those small choices build up. They compound. And before you know it, 5 years have passed and you're still dreaming instead of doing. But here's the good news. You can break the cycle. You can fight the laziness that's been holding you back. Start by owning your mornings. Don't hit snooze. Don't linger in bed scrolling your phone. Get up immediately. Take control. Make the first hour of your day non-negotiable. That first hour sets the tone for the rest of your day. Use it to train your mind, your body, and your focus. Read, exercise, plan, execute. Every day you do this, you are strengthening the part of yourself that refuses to settle. Next, train yourself to embrace discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. If it were easy, everyone would do it. But it's not easy. It's messy. It's exhausting. It's lonely. And that's exactly why it's worth it. When you choose the grind over the couch, when you pick hard work over distraction, you are leveling yourself up while everyone else is staying the same. You are creating a life they only dream about. Champions understand that discomfort is their friend. It's the fire that forges strength. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. Period. And here's something most people never realize. They sabotage themselves with small distractions every single day. Social media, idle scrolling, unnecessary arguments, binge-watching shows. These things steal your attention and, ultimately, your future. Think about it. Every hour spent on something meaningless is an hour you could have spent improving yourself, learning a skill, building your body, building your business, building your legacy. Laziness loves these distractions because it keeps you small. But you're different. You're built for more. You've got to protect your time like it's gold, because it is. Now let's talk about action. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel like it. Right now. You have to start today. Success isn't a someday event. It's a series of actions stacked every single day. You show up today, you grind today, you push yourself today, and that momentum carries you further than you ever imagined. Every single victory over laziness, no matter how small, compounds. Every time you choose to work when no one is watching, when everyone else is relaxing, you're creating an unstoppable force inside yourself. That force becomes habit. Habit becomes routine. Routine becomes results. Results become your life. Don't underestimate the power of consistency. You don't need inspiration every single day. You don't need perfect conditions. You need persistence. You need a refusal to let laziness dictate your life. Even when you fail, even when you stumble, even when it seems like progress is slow, winners show up, they grind, they fight, and they keep moving forward. And the amazing thing is, once you start, you'll notice a shift. That little voice that used to say, "Take it easy," begins to lose power. You become addicted to progress. You become hungry for more. The more you fight laziness, the stronger you get. And the stronger you get, the easier it becomes to dominate. Remember, you weren't put on this earth to be average. You weren't put here to settle. You were put here to rise. You were put here to conquer your fears, destroy your excuses, and demolish your laziness. And the world will notice. The people who achieve greatness, who leave their mark, don't wait for luck. They don't wait for permission. They create, they execute, they dominate, and they start by refusing to let laziness control them. So ask yourself, when the alarm goes off, when the bed is warm, when the world is inviting you to stay comfortable, what will you choose? Comfort or greatness? Excuses or action? Laziness or unstoppable power? Every single day, the choice is yours. The battlefield is inside you. The enemy is waiting. But the winner, the unstoppable, the relentless, the 1% is already deciding. They will not be controlled. They will rise. They will grind. They will conquer. You've heard the hard truth. You've felt the fire. You've seen the enemy, laziness. And now it's time to finish this fight. Because this isn't just about waking up early or working harder. This is about owning your life. This is about becoming the person you've always claimed you wanted to be. The one who doesn't settle, the one who refuses to be average, the one who destroys laziness every single day until there's nothing left to hold them back. Here's the deal. Life doesn't care if you're tired. Life doesn't care if you feel unmotivated. Life doesn't care if you failed yesterday, last week, or last year. The world keeps spinning. Opportunities keep moving, and if you're not moving with them, you're falling behind. Champions don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for someone to hand them success. They take it. They fight for it. They outwork everyone else while the rest of the world sleeps, parties, and complains. Every single day, you have a choice. You can hit snooze and let laziness steal another day of your life, or you can rise. You can grind. You can attack the day with every ounce of energy you have. Because here's the truth. Every battle you fight against laziness is a battle for your future. Every hour you spend focused, every task you complete when you don't feel like it, every sacrifice you make when the world is distracting you, these are the steps that lead to greatness. This is how winners are forged. And the amazing part, the more you do it, the easier it gets. Not because the grind becomes easier, but because your mind becomes stronger. Your will becomes unbreakable. Your hunger becomes unstoppable. Think about the people you admire most, the ones who inspire you, the ones who seem untouchable, like they were born with everything. Do you know their secret? They were like you. They had dreams, they had fears, they had excuses, but they refused to let laziness dictate their lives. They sacrificed, they trained, they endured, they outworked everyone else, they showed up when it was inconvenient, they pushed when it was painful, they persevered when most people quit. And that relentless pursuit, that obsession with progress, is what made them unstoppable. And let me tell you, this isn't some abstract idea. This is practical, actionable, and immediate. Start small if you need to. Attack your day with a single decision. Get up on time. Do the work no one else wants to do. Push yourself when you feel weak. Avoid distractions that steal your time. Build momentum, because momentum is power. Momentum is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Momentum is what kills laziness before it kills your dreams. Here's another truth most people avoid. Failure is part of the process. You will fail, you will stumble, you will hit walls that seem impossible to climb. And guess what? That's perfect. That's where the growth happens. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is a push to become stronger. Every moment you refuse to quit, even when it hurts, even when it seems hopeless, is a moment that separates you from the crowd. You can either let laziness win when things get tough, or you can rise and dominate. That's your choice. And the difference is everything. Think about your future self, the person you will become if you show up every day and kill laziness. Picture that life. The freedom, the power, the respect, the confidence. Now compare it to the life you'll have if you give in to comfort. If you hit snooze, if you scroll through social media instead of building your skills, if you let excuses win, which life will you choose? The choice isn't theoretical. It's happening every single day, every single moment, and your future self is counting on you. Here's the final secret. You've got something inside you that most people don't. That fire, that refusal to quit, that unshakable hunger, it's your superpower. Not everyone has it. Most people give up at the first sign of difficulty. Most people let laziness sneak in and take over. But you're different. You've got the power to fight back. You've got the ability to dominate your day, your life, your future. You've got the chance to become unstoppable, and it starts now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. So get up right now. Stand tall, take a deep breath, and commit. Commit to killing laziness every single day. Commit to outworking everyone else while the world sleeps. Commit to grinding even when it hurts. Commit to sacrificing temporary comfort for permanent greatness. Commit to showing up when no one is watching, because that is what separates the 1% from the 99%. That is what separates champions from spectators. That is what separates your dreams from your reality. And finally, remember this. The world doesn't hand out participation trophies. Life doesn't care about your excuses. Laziness doesn't negotiate. Success isn't for the timid, the weak, or the comfortable. It's for the relentless, the disciplined, the ones who refuse to quit. And right now, that person, you, has a choice. Will you rise? Will you grind? Will you conquer? Or will you let laziness control another day of your life? Drop a 100 in the comments if you're ready to dominate, if you're ready to fight, if you're ready to become unstoppable. Let the world know that you're part of the 1% willing to outwork, outlast, and outshine everyone else. Your time is now. Your life is waiting. And laziness? Laziness has no place in the life you were meant to live. Stand up, grind hard, dominate your day, and never, ever let laziness control you again.